If you're ready to accept the position of Elder God, it's open for the taking.
Turns out there was a Nintendo Direct, and in that Nintendo Direct, they came out with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I mean, we've known about the game beforehand, but they gave more specs about it.
And everybody booed it.
And
that's
a few days afterwards, they were like, hey, people, we got more news for you. And turns out they're going to be raising the level. They're going to be raising the amount of Pokemon to over 1,000 for this particular edition, but you will not be able to catch them all. So, here's, the motto of Pokemon has been since the beginning, since 1995, got to catch them all.
If you're ready to accept the position of Elder God, it's open for the taking. Mortal Kombat 11 has released, NetherRealms has released 4 Mortal Kombat 11. The Combat League, the competitive online game mode, ranked mode.
Dear God.
It went live yesterday. The league gives combatants a 4-week window to battle against other players to scale through 9 tiers. And that is it. Number 9, Elder God, if you can hack it. Unlocking tiers gives access to season exclusives. Most of what I've seen, at least a lot of what I saw in the announcement, was skins.
Yeah.
Which I guess is, if you're into that, that's cool. Here's an excellent quote from their release. The optimized matchmaking system in Combat League will ensure that players are matched with opponents near or at the same level as them, skill level. Part of the Combat League update is a new meter that they've added that will tell you how close you are in skill based on, your probably your ratio to the opponent that you're going to play. So that I find kind of hilarious because it's like, here's how likely you are to get your ass kicked. Twitch sues a number of troll streamers, but they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So Twitch has filed a lawsuit on Friday against 100 Twitch accounts who streamed pornography, violent content, and copyrighted material last May by, is it backdooring? No, not quite. By using the Valve card game Artifact, which no one was really paying attention to, as an opportunity to inject a number of different styles of content that all violate Twitch's content policies. This included the March 2019 Christchurch mosque shooting, a bunch of hardcore pornography, copyrighted films, and racist rhetoric. Twitch immediately tried to shut these accounts down, but a flood of new accounts were being made and content just kept getting posted up.
Yeah.
So in the lawsuit, they have unfortunately had to name, it's filed against John and Jane Doe's 1 through 100. They don't know. And they will be updating the complaint with the proper names as they find out who these people are, if they find out who these people are.
How hard can it be to find any form of IP address? Because technically, in order to connect to a server on Twitch, you would have to have.
I started thinking about this when we were talking about it, and I imagine anybody that was doing this knew that somebody was going to try and backtrack it, and probably hit, a VPN service, or went through, the Tor network or something like that, and just masked it so that they could make a bunch of a bunch of accounts, and just keep blasting. And when the smoke clears, it'll lead to nowhere.
Comcast is implementing eye control capabilities into its X1 cable system. With a feature, you'll be able to change channel, pull up, and navigate through all the menus and select channels and recordings by only looking at them. The idea is that you'll have a tablet that has eye tracking software that will allow you to look directly at an option and select that option with a control of your eyes, whether that be blinking or staring at it for a period of time or so on and so forth. They're hoping that the technology will help facilitate the use to, what's the word I'm looking for here? To individuals who are suffering some form of physical disabilities and still want to use this product, which I think it's brilliant.
Interact with, be able to do a bit more of the browsing and whatnot, the television.
And they're hoping that at some point they're going to bring that specific format into just like an everyday consumer product.
Yeah.
To which I have to say, it's interesting. It's interesting because I love what they've just done. Right? It's helping so many people out.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be available as soon as you.
But
Yeah, no, there's a but to this. Do we really need this to be a consumer level product for everyone? Last week we did an E3 coverage, and the last day for that coverage was Friday. E3 ended up last Friday, and immediately after the last conference, Amazon came out and said that they were laying off 60 employees in their game division section. Great timing, first of all. Yep. Congratulations, Amazon. They are saying that out of those 60 employees that are actually getting laid off from the game division, they will be reshuffled back into the Amazon ecosystem, but that if for whatever reason they are no longer suitable to work for Amazon, they will be given a severance package and just kind of move on. To my knowledge, and I didn't know this until we started the stream a little bit earlier, Amazon has registered a game company license since 2012 and has been working on actual games since 2014, but has, besides, and I could be wrong, if I could get someone in the studio to double fact check me here, they only released one game that was Grand Tour, I think. That was a racing game.
Yeah, I think we already checked on that, and it was. We actually thought they hadn't released anything.
Right, yeah, because we thought I thought they hadn't released anything.
And it turned out it was one thing. A dedicated 32-bit OS X gaming platform is ending its support.
Yes.
If you own a Mac and you have been relying on the helpful folks at Asper Media, whose pretty much entire existence has been about taking PC titles and porting them over to the OS X side of things, the company has declared that it will be ending its service of 32-bit games ahead of Apple's own decision to end 32-bit support.
Right.
So pretty much all of their 32-bit titles that are on Steam will either vanish or they will be ported over to 64-bit. A quote from the company: "Once Apple announced it was discontinuing support for 32-bit, we decided ending sales for those games was the right thing to do before Apple support ends at the end of this year."
What game do you know that still uses 32-bit?
Well, that was the thing, is that pretty much the only way you could be using that would be if you had a duo core system.
Right.
Which would be pretty friggin' old.
In 2019, yeah.
Yeah. But you never know. Somebody somewhere might be like, all I want to do is play my sweet, sweet games on this coal-powered computer that I have to keep running.
Jerk Gustafsson.
Wait, his name is Jerk? I
Jerk
didn't even notice that until right now.
Who is the executive producer at Machine Games, has decided to give a quick update about Wolfenstein Youngblood at a post E3 interview, which he has mentioned that Wolfenstein Youngblood will be twice as long as the other two games
You had
in the
both
series.
those, didn't you?
I've played the New Order. I've played the DLC, the Old Blood.
Right.
And I'm just waiting on the Steam Summer Sale to buy the new Colossus. Yeah. I'm so excited because the original two games were about 10 to 12 hours of gameplay kind of deal.
Which feels light, in my opinion.
Yeah, right? This one's supposed to be about 25 to 30 hours. And they have said that the game... Jesus, my apologies. They have said that the game is going to be non-linear, and that the co-op will actually add even more hours to that 25 to 30 hour kind of time frame.
Do Svidaniya. Russian software studio opens a dedicated AAA title investment branch. So if you've never heard of My Games, and I will admit I'd only ever briefly touched on them until we were looking into some of this.
Right.
One of the largest groups in Eastern Europe that develops a lot of mobile, a lot of stuff for browser.
Right.
And under the umbrella of Mail.ru, which is huge internet services group in Russia, has opened a new brand component called My Studio. The purpose of the venture is to actually locate and finance a new AAA title studio, to open a whole new arm up in their company.
Sure.
Specifically targeting a first-person shooter project for console. They want to break into the console market.
Okay.
So My Games is actually accepting applications from groups on their website. So if you want to form a new studio, you can actually apply on their website. It's going from today to the end of September, and then they're actually going to announce a winner at the end of the year, and they're going to have a brand new studio up. Now, would you like to pay $700 for some DLC? This is most of what I enjoy about being here.
$700 for DLC?
$700. Telltale's Minecraft story mode is currently $700 on Xbox 360. Telltale Minecraft, the series, it means every episode's around $100. There are 8 parts in the narrative. The first episode is free.
Thank God.
This is actually an intentional thing because as the company has been shutting down after they filed for Chapter 11 for bankruptcy, they inadvertently took the game components off of the store, which meant that the people who had already owned the game, who had already purchased it, were not able to download it again. And so they were like, well, we feel bad. We want people to be able to download it again, but we don't want people to buy it. This is the part we haven't quite figured out yet. So they put it back on before the total delisting, June 25th. It is back on the 360 platform. And the only solution they could come up with to put it on the site, or to put it on the store, so that those who had already purchased it could download it before it's delisted, was to just make it egregiously expensive. Harry Potter Wizards Unite launches on Friday. So if you've ever wanted a Harry Potter game that explores the Muggle world, Harry Potter Wizards Unite will take you directly into the world of magic wherever you go. Wizards Unite is a concept similar to Pokemon Go. It allows players to use their phone to play the game, as well as integrating the user experience into your surroundings. Just like Pokemon Go, people will run around to complete tasks in the Muggle world. Oh man, this is not good. Which in this particular concept is your community full of Muggles. The game entails tracing magic infiltrating the Muggle world. This footage is already worrying me as children are running around frantically trying to find magic in a darkened hallway that has clearly been used to do heroin. Each player is a member of the Statue of Secrecy Task Force. Is that the actual name, Statue? Or is it the statute? I think our interns will need to use a dictionary. And they will be practicing spells in order to complete missions in the real world. Yeah. You know when Pokemon Go came out and people were walking into cars and getting mugged in places? You're about to get muggled, is all I'm saying. In our ongoing coverage of robots and their intent to destroy us.
With lasers,
or not. Sometimes it's just flying into us or falling on us or pulling heavy things that could then run into us.
Right.
We continue our coverage. Augsburg University creates a robot that understands irony. Dr. Elizabeth Andre of the Augsburg University has created a robot that understands irony in conversations with humans.
Oh my God.
Named Irony Man.
They made a teenager robot.
It is a 1 foot tall robot that was created by German researchers to improve conversations with artificial intelligence with devices and robots. Funny enough, in addition to understanding irony, Irony Man can sass you back.
Yes.
Irony Man creates verbal responses.
Holy shit! That's a sad Yoda. That's what it looks like.
This robot kind of already looks tired of your shit. He seems like he doesn't give a shit about you anyway. Like, look at how sad. He's just like, oh, what, Carl? Did you not get a coffee today?
He can sass you with with that face?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's already sassy.
Oh,
It's like
Jesus.
it's default sassy.
Oh. Oh.
So
have we gone too far?
it can smile. It can roll its eyes. Oh man, we just exploded things. It can look away in sadness. So it has the expressions. It watches us and it uses certain verbal markers, intonation, prosody, and emphasis, and it injects sarcasm into the conversation. However, there's just one problem with this
there's one problem.
brilliant device. The robot does not have yet the ability to turn off the irony. So it's just
They made a moody 14-year-old girl robot.
permanently sarcastic.
Who the fuck comes up with these headlines? I swear to who did? Is that Matt the intern?
It was Matt the intern.
Oh my God.
Matt the intern is studiously finding all robot technologies for us to look at and deal with.